with this crew at halftime, I don't know what was said, but the right things were said, and they fought back in a championship type of way.
Yeah, and that was key because after the Mahomes injury, the Eagles get the ball back.
Yep.
They had a 27-yard punt return. They started the drive. I'm getting the drives mixed up. Apologies. But they still got themselves in position where they had a shot. Maybe that was that drive.
I think it might have been
that drive.
Right.
27-yard punt return, 50-yard punt, 27-yard return. They started on their own 43, got a first down, I think, and then the 35-yard pass to Devontae Smith that wasn't. They still got a field goal, but that's one where a touchdown. You go in up 14 at halftime, much different vibe than going in up 10. And Chris, fast forward to the second half, and Peter King points this out in his column. I sat next to Peter the whole game, and it's amazing to watch the guy operate because he's always thinking of things that aren't obvious to the average fan, and he was tracking how long the time had elapsed between snaps for Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
And it was 48 minutes of real time between snaps for Mahomes. They come out with the first drive of the second half, and it's like clockwork. 10 plays, 75 yards, and that 10-point lead suddenly becomes 3, and that's the first time since 14-14 that we felt like we had a ball game.
Yeah, that's right. Felt like we had a ball game. I mean, you talk about a pressure drive. You talking about a pressure drive. I mean, to start the first half, right? You know, and then come down and make plays. I mean, you know, not only just the first, like the third quarter, but the way they did it. Smart passes. Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy, they ran the football, right? So you looked at it and you just went, wow, okay, they showed some patience. They kind of controlled the line of scrimmage. And then Mahomes making clutch plays and clutch throws. And then, of course, you know, from that point, you're right. That's where you kind of felt like they could, okay, are they going to be able to hang in here? And then so they go on a championship drive there, right? 10 plays, 75 yards, 24-21. But you're also going, wait, can this defense, are they going to stop them? And to me, that next drive was also just as clutch because the Eagles' long 17-play drive, but gotta have it moment, need to score a touchdown, doesn't happen. They kick a field goal, and now they're only up 27-21, and that's when you went, that's when I went double, wait, like the way the Chiefs looked on that last drive, I think they kind of figured something out, and let's see if they can they go down the field here and put a drive together and, like, take the lead in this game? That doesn't even sound right. Are they going to really maybe be able to go down the field and take the lead in the football game? It just doesn't feel like they should be able to do that. And boom, 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 9 plays, 75 yards, looked kind of easy once again. And all of a sudden you're going, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. The Chiefs are winning the football game. How did we get here? And it's just the magic of the Chiefs and Mahomes right there. Their clutchness, ice water in their veins, Mike.
And let's back up to that Eagles drive, that long Eagles drive that began with what appeared to be the second pick, not pick six, but the second touchdown on a fumble return for Nick Bolton.
Right.
And they got it right.
Yeah.
It was not a catch. It wasn't a catch, but that was like a holy crap moment. And I think the Chiefs knew it wasn't going to be a touchdown. They didn't feel like they had it ripped away from them unfairly. It wasn't controversial. He had 2 feet down. A third foot would have been definitely a catch. Remember, that was the rule change they made a few years ago. He didn't make a football move, act common to the game, didn't have the time to do it. It was the right call. But then after that, you know, the Eagles have to be feeling, okay, we dodged a bullet there. Let's settle down. And they did. And they moved it down methodically. And, Chris, I was surprised. For as often as Nick Sirianni, the coach of the Eagles, goes for it on fourth down, 4th and 6 from the Kansas City 15, I was surprised he didn't go for it because the field goal only puts you up 6 against a team that just went 75 yards on 10 plays and seems to be waking up. You're handing them the golden opportunity to take the lead. You're daring them to take the lead.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I was surprised when I saw the field goal unit trot out because I said to Shereen Williams and MDS in the press box, isn't he going to go for it here?
Yeah, right.
Why isn't he going for it? He always goes for it. 4th and 6. I mean, maybe if it was a couple yards closer, he would have, and I don't know if he was asked that after the game, but that was a big decision for a guy that shows that gutsiness and that willingness to go for it on fourth down. And as MDS pointed out yesterday, he's got a habit when he knows he's going to go for it on fourth down, he runs it on third down. Runs it on third down, gets a little closer for fourth down.
That's right.
They passed it on third down, gained 5 yards to Kenneth Gainwell, set up 4th and 6. I'm sure if he had to do it over again, he would have just gone for it. But and he would say, I trusted my defense. But again, this is Mahomes, who seemed fine on that last drive, and it set everything up for the drive where the Chiefs took the lead. And after the Chiefs took the lead, I tweeted, how are the Chiefs leading this game?
Well, yeah,
and
that's what I'm saying,
the smart-ass response would be because they've scored more points than the other team. But Chase Daniel, the veteran backup quarterback, pointed out in response something that I hadn't thought of until that moment, the vaunted second coming of the 85 Bears with all those interchangeable parts and Hassan Reddick and no sacks so far in the game.
No.
And as it would go, no sacks for the entire game. That's how the Chiefs had taken the lead. They were able to finally snap out of their funk and go 2 drives, 2 touchdowns to start the second half.
No, you're right. I'm glad you backed us up a little too, Mike. You're right to do that. That was a big moment right there with that 4th and 6. That was the first drive. Even though the Eagles got points, you went, wait, there was a few plays within the drive, 17 plays, 60 yards, right? So that it's 3 yards per drive. I mean, almost 3 yards per play there. That's not like, oh wow, sexy offense. But that was the first drive where I felt like Kansas City's defense, a few more tactical, chances, risky plays on defense. Okay, yeah, we're gonna risk a little something here, and they got the Eagles behind the chains for a few times in that drive for the first time all game. Where you went, oh, okay, hey, Hurts made a big 3rd and long throw at one point to Goddard. It was one of his best throws of the day along the sideline. There was a few plays there. But then even to your point, they got him behind the chains in that moment to get it to a 2nd and 11, like you said, that became a 3rd and 11. And they go short, and Mike, I want to make sure I got that right. With the 4th and 6, I just feel like to your point, or talking about that, I'm not mad at Nick Sirianni for kicking the field goal there. I can't fault him. You're right. It is Mahomes, but he's also got to be thinking, wait, we've played really good football, and I got the better team. And it was 4th and 6. Like, I think if it's 4th and 3, and you still have the element of, wait, you don't know if we're going to run it, throw a screen. We kind of can have it all, because that's when the Eagles are at their best. When you have the run threat, then you have to play crazy. We got to stop the run defense, and we're going to be compromised in pass defense, right? But 4th and 6 would allow the Chiefs to maybe play a little bit more pass defense, and I'm not going to fault Nick Sirianni there. But you're right, that was a big moment because you saw Mahomes' thing start to come along here, and here they were going to get the ball.
4th and 6, great opportunity to let Jalen Hurts just run at 6 yards. And again, it's easy in hindsight, but still, in that moment, given the reputation of Nick Sirianni to go for it on 4th down, I thought he was going to go for it. I was surprised when I saw the field goal unit come out, because I give the ball to Mahomes on his 15-up-3 versus kicking off from scratch, knowing that a touchdown puts him ahead. There's something psychologically powerful about that, Chris.
Yeah.
Knowing that after all this crap that we've been through,
right,
after everything that has gone against us this game, we can wait a minute. You're telling me this doesn't seem right. Wait, this doesn't compute. We can take the lead with a touchdown on this drive? And they're giving us the opportunity to take the lead with a touchdown. They're just handing it to us. They're daring us to do it. These are the Chiefs, for crying out loud. This is Patrick Mahomes, who came out on that first drive of the second half and showed he was fine. Whatever we thought was wrong with him after he re-injured the ankle, nope, he's fine. That's what surprised me. And you mentioned that Goddard catch.
Yeah.
I still think that wasn't a catch.
I agree. I don't think anybody I know thinks it was a catch.
Until the back foot was up. And I don't know what the hell they were thinking on review. There's one angle where it looks like he had it while the right foot was down. But there was another angle where it was still a little wobbly, juggly, bobbly.
Definitely.
And the foot was up. They blew that one. 345 or wherever they're doing the replay reviews during the Super Bowl, because I guess you don't have to be at 345 Park Avenue because there's only one game that day. Wherever they were doing that, they missed that one.
Yeah.
I thought that was an incomplete pass. Great throw.
I did too. Yeah, great
I thought
throw.
It was incomplete.
I thought so too. Maybe that going back to what you talk about, Mike. They called it complete on the field, and they felt like, all right, it was so close. Let's just let the call on the field ride, right? But, yeah, that was certainly one that I scratched my head. And, of course, I'm texting with other people who, watch football and all that. They were all like, wow, I can't believe that call stood. Either way, to your point, though, Mike, now let's get back to the Chase Daniel tweet and all of that. It's 27-21, and now the Chiefs got the ball. And we saw on the drive before, wait, the Chiefs are kind of protecting. He's never under, severe pressure. Yeah, it doesn't look like people are wide open or anything like that. Okay. But they continue to stay with the run, and that was another thing. I mean, you talk about just the championship mindset. Bieniemy and Andy Reid staying with the run. So here it is, 27-21, and now, wait, it's a bunch of 8, 10-yard throws, run up the middle for 6, run up the middle for 8. We start to see Mahomes move around, and he makes a few scrambles and all of that, and all of a sudden you went, uh-oh. And then, guys, let's get to that play, the touchdown we showed here, to make it 28-27. And then here comes the magic of Andy Reid and Bieniemy to go, how? 3rd and 3. You think you know what we're going to do. We're not good at 3rd and short all year long, but it doesn't matter. It's a Super Bowl. We'll be ready in this game. And what a great play and design. And, Mike, and something we talked about a lot last week, right? You heard me say how many times the Eagles have problems with shifts and formations. They do too much on defense sometimes, and we saw them bite them in the butt there a little bit in the second half with plays like that.
I was sitting next to Peter King. One of the things he does so well, after each Super Bowl, he'll talk in detail with the winning coach about a key play.
Right.
And I said to him after that, there's your play. You got to find out what that play is called.
Right.
And he found out the play is called corn dog, as Eric Bieniemy explained it, the offensive coordinator of the Chiefs. They call it corn dog because they like to eat. But that, and you can see, can we show it again?
Yeah,
Watch
let's
Darius
show it.
Slay.
Right.
He's so concerned about the shift.
Yes.
Changing things.
Right.
He just assumes that Kadarius Toney is going to continue.
Right.
Watch him put his arm up, and he's communicating with the other defenders.
Yeah.
He neglects the thing. See the arm? See, go. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. He turned on the brakes, spun it around, and there he went.
Right. See,
and that's beautiful. That's the difference between regular season coaching and postseason coaching.
No doubt,
because
Mike.
we had the package last week of plays showing all the issues that the Eagles have with motion. The Chiefs knew it. If we knew it, the Chiefs knew it.
That's right.
And the Chiefs game plan to take advantage of it.
Yeah, that's right. The Chiefs knew it. You're right. And that's also great. You get into it, we get right. We always laugh about this. Self-scouting thyself. Wait, we do this, we do this, we do. They're going to expect us to do this, so let's do that instead. And, guys, let's show the play one more time because I'd like – you're right, Mike. See, the Eagles always go for the kill, and it came back. See, Slay, the safety is going to go down and go to the other side. They think he's going to go across the formation, so he's going to be the safety. But the aggressiveness in which Toney starts the motion, they're like, oh, he's going across the field. Check to that defense. Let's go. You get down there. I'll go back there. And then they say, set hut. And they overplay their hand because they're going to try to go to the kill because they want to wait. When they go across the other side, we're going to smash it. And the Eagles, great job there. I mean, by the Chiefs, of course. And knowing what the Eagles' adjustments might be and seeing the things that we talked about last week that, man, if you move and you move aggressively and you do it before the snap, they have to communicate a lot of things to make things happen. And great play right there. And that's when you went, oh, wow, the team of momentum somehow has the lead. How the hell is this? But they just big light Super Bowl. It's the freaking Chiefs. And that's where they're one of the coolest dynasties I've ever seen because nobody can ride the wave of momentum like Mahomes and Andy Reid, at least that I can remember seeing anything like them in my life, really.
And, Chris, that play was set up to let Patrick Mahomes choose either run to the left or throw it.
Wow.
His call.
Wow.
His decision.
Right.
His choice.
Little RPO there, and he knew he had the right coverage.
And he knew when they sold it. Like you said, the safety came up, seeing it's a possible run to the left, and that's when it all went haywire. That's when it short-circuited for the Eagles defense. Head coach Andy Reid told Peter King they had used that play one prior time this season. Coincidentally, Pete Demolitis last night found that
play.
Way
to go, Pete Demolitis.
All the way back in week 1. Here it is.
Yeah.
There it is, the exact same thing. And the exact same outcome. I mean, not a touchdown, but it was 3rd and 2.
Right.
They got the sticks. Same thing. He breaks it back out. Watch the shift. And now it was too late for number 7 to make the spin and get
Byron
back
Murphy
there. He didn't
there.
get completely caught, but it's all set up like
effective.
it's going to be a run. The motion screws everything up, and there it is.
Yeah, that's
unbelievable.
right.
The only other time they used it all the way back in week 1. Week 1, by the way, when the Eagles had a game against the Lions that finished 38-35 with the Eagles winning. Fitting, maybe not.
That's
I think
funny.
they would have rather lost 38-35 in week 1
this
and won
one.
38-35
Yeah.
in the Super Bowl. But
Yeah, I think
identical
so.
scores. Identical scores to start and finish the season. So that was the moment. Now, there's still plenty of football left to be played.
No doubt.
But that was the moment where it's like, man, wow, we got us a game. We're going to have us a finish. Both of these teams are still very much alive. Either team can win it. We know how the momentum can swing. And it's just great when you have that feeling that we're going to have a great Super Bowl.
That's right.
We're going to have a memorable outcome.
Oh, that was when you went, we're going down. We're going to all-time Super Bowlville here when that happened, because you're like, wow, I don't know how this great quarterback and this team is winning this game. It's kind of unbelievable that they just hung in there, staggering, rope-a-dope, Ali versus Foreman, and all of a sudden here they're throwing the haymakers, and it's the Eagles that are wobbly. And then, oh, wow, they're up 28-27, and you're just going, well, I mean, we've seen the Eagles in these moments all year. You know what they're going to do now. They're going to give the ball up the middle and play smash-mouth football, and they're going to run it right down the Chiefs' throat, and they're going to go down and score. That's kind of what they've done every big moment all year. But guess what? Chiefs rise to the occasion, play defenses where they basically go, we're not going to let you run it. You're gonna throw it. We're gonna sell out. Jalen Hurts, you're playing good. You're doing some good things, but we just still don't think you in the passing game are gonna beat us. We know the run game can beat us, and they forced the Eagles to go 3 and out at 28-7. So here we are at a big moment, 28-27. Chiefs, and the most methodical, dominant offense we saw in football all year now is. Gone a few drives without a touchdown, hasn't capitalized on the opportunities, and they're down 28-27, and they go 3 and out, and they're going to punt the ball back to the team that just went down the field and scored 2 touchdowns the last 2 times they touched it. That's when you went, oh my gosh, how the F is this freaking happening in this Super Bowl? And then comes the punt return. Heard around the world.
Let's put a pause in that.
All right,
well,
pause it, guys. Don't show this play
Too
yet.
late.
Hold on.
Too
pause
late.
it. Okay.
Too late. There's the 65-yard punt return from Kadarius Toney. He's weaving. He's spinning. I was sitting in the press box, and I could see this develop, and we were all like, holy crap. We saw it open up when he broke to the right, and they took care of the punter. I thought he was going to score. 65 yards, the longest punt return in Super Bowl history. There have been kick returns longer, kick returns for touchdowns. This is the longest punt return in the history of the game, and it set up the Chiefs' 1st and goal at the 5. Now I'll back up to that Eagles drive.
Let me hear you, Mike.
Seeded this punt because they have the ball 1st and 10 on the 25, and they're coming out methodically. They're not running, but they gain 5 yards on a pass to Dallas Goedert on 1st down, 2 yards Zach Pascal on 2nd down. 3rd and 3, they don't just go for 3. They throw it to Devontae Smith, and it doesn't work out, right? I think it was more along the lines of he was rolling out.
He got scrambled. He got
pressure.
Exactly.
We saw that happen several times.
Definitely.
He gets forced to the side and he just throws it away. So it wasn't like it was real. But 3rd and 3, and when you have that incredible Bush push
Yeah.
They're probably going to change that rule. Early in the year, Peter King and I were saying, why, it's now legal to push, not pull a runner. It's completely legal to push a runner. It used to be in the rule book and they never called it, so they just got rid of it. Now everyone's doing it, and the Eagles have figured it out. They can get whatever yardage they need just by getting in that scrum and just go. They didn't do that. They opted to throw. And I was a little surprised. 4th and 3, I was a little surprised. I know it's their own 32. A little surprised they didn't consider going for it there and send out the punt team, because you don't want to give it back to Mahomes again if you can avoid it. You just don't want to do that. You want to keep the ball. You want to try to go down and score. And obviously, again, in hindsight, if they'd known they were going to give up a 65-yard punt return all the way down to the 5, they would have just gone for it instead. But, Chris, that's what was so significant. When we lock into this moment of we're going to have a great finish, we got a great game, for the Chiefs to hold the Eagles to a 3-and-out, man, that was huge, and it was stunning because it happened so quickly.
That's right. And then the Chiefs' pressure, and Steve Spagnuolo, again, I don't know, we just, how many great Super Bowl defensive performances is his team going to put out? I mean, let's talk about one of the all-time great D coordinators in the history of football. But, yeah, Mike, they did a great job all night of where I thought, Hurts was a little too quick to run out of the pocket at times and put himself in running positions instead of maybe just sliding and staying in a throwing position. Either way, they did a great job of affecting that and making him move that way. And then just, as we've always seen from Steve Spagnuolo, great understanding of protection rules and how to stress it and taking some calculated risk. He knew he couldn't sit back and just play the Eagles and go, wait, I'm just going to play my normal defensive game plan here and we'll be okay. He knew that what he was dealing with here. This is the one of the more dominant offenses we've seen in football the last years. So he took some chances. And I was like you, Mike. I was a little surprised just in the fact that it was 2nd and 5. They get the gutter completion. I'm just going, I don't know. I know they weren't running the ball well, but I was shocked to see them not at least run the ball once there and maybe get into 3rd and 2 or 3 and then run the ball again. But they opted to throw it. And Kansas City, I'm sure, was pleased with that outcome. They probably were like, yeah, please throw it. We feel more comfortable in that department. And their pressure, their ability to all go all out and stop the run, and then their ability to tackle and space. We didn't see a lot of A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith after the catch magic in the football game. I thought that was a big part. Nonetheless, they forced the punt. And the Kadarius Toney, talk about a huge acquisition during the season. They got a guy. It wasn't OBJ. It was Kadarius Toney, and he made a huge play for them to get them, in a really power position in the Super Bowl.
And that was viewed at the time as a long-term acquisition by the Chiefs. I think anything they got out of Toney this year, they would regard as gravy.
Yeah.
And they were dipping all sorts of breads and biscuits in the gravy last night because they got plenty out of Toney in that short period of time. I mean, there was a flash of, holy crap, Toney could be the MVP instead of Mahomes.
Yeah, right.
Touchdown on that great pivot
right.
and the 65-yard punt return. But there was no denying Mahomes because on that short field.
Yeah.
And it looked like they were going to be held to a field goal.
Yeah.
Looked like it. But then 3rd and goal.
Right.
Flip it around. Let's just bring out corn dog, but turn it upside down. Now, I don't know that the rest of the play was exactly the same. We'll take a look at it now. But
it's similar.
Sky Moore doing the same thing
right.
that Kadarius Toney did. Coming in from the left side and breaking it back out. Do we have all the way from the beginning with the motion?
Yeah, it's a little different. The guy goes in the post down the middle, but it's very similar concept, Mike. I mean,
there's nobody there.
Right.
There's nobody there.
Right. No,
you got to cover the guy.
Right. No, I know. See, they went all-out blitz. So they're going aggressive here. They're going for the kill. That's what they're doing. And the Chiefs, and again, this is Patrick Mahomes. He's only the greatest blitz quarterback in the history of football. I don't know, but I would blitz him. I was shocked by this. This, to me, was one of the shocking calls of the game on the defensive side of the ball. It's 3rd and 4, and you're going to give the greatest quarterback of all time a chance to, find a one-on-one matchup. Andy Reid, they kind of know what to expect, right? You're going to take less people out of coverage. You're going to blitz 7 and then just have 4 one-on-ones. And, guys, if we could show the play. But you're right, Mike. It's exactly similar, but they knew the blitz they were getting this time. And instead of like the last one where it was Tony and Kelsey and then Kelsey ran out, on this one, it's Sky Moore and I believe it's MVS who runs across the field. You'll see him in the yellow gloves at the top of the screen, right? He runs the post across, so they can't switch this off. So they're screwed. And just like the last play, Avonte Maddox is overplaying. Wait, he's going to fly across the formation, right? And they're going to try to hit it on the other side, and he's going to throw the ball in the flat route on the other side. They're thinking that. But again, another great job by the Chiefs self-scouting thyself and kind of going, wait, they think we're going to do this. We know what they're going to do if they think we're going to do this, so we're going to do that. And that's why Andy Reid is a first ballot Hall of Famer and in that special wing with Deion Sanders and all the great coaches now.
They got 3 guys on that team that get in the upper room. I think Mahomes gets in the upper room right now.
Oh, agreed.
I know he's got to do more to fully earn. But Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, and Andy Reid get into the upper room once Deion Sanders finally pushes it. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.